Hi, I'm Steven.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Cherry Knoll Whiskey Reviews. Today, we're doing something special. Again, I feel like I say that a lot.
But
this one actually is special.
This is special.
So
I know nothing about this, though.
So my wife was searching for whiskeys for me the other day, and she sends me a bunch of pictures of things and gives me a call, and she's like, okay, well, do you want any of these things? I'm like, oh, Blue Note. Yeah, I didn't realize anything other than just the name. And I was like, oh, I've never seen Blue Note in our area, so I'm going to pick it up and give it a try. She gets it back to the house, and we realize that it's a store pick. So at that point, I'm like, ooh, this is really neat. This is better than what I was expecting. Then my wife starts doing research, and apparently this bottle's got a big story. So, for this special Blue Note, there was a storm in 2019. I think there's a couple tornadoes.
Where's this from, by the way?
Kentucky.
Crafted in Memphis. Tennessee?
I guess. I know that their warehouse that was damaged that this came out of was in Owensboro. Right, Owensboro, Kentucky. So there was a storm with a tornado, and the warehouse where the barrels were being kept collapsed.
Gone.
And I saw some pictures online of just, like half of the warehouse just completely dropped. And there's just barrels that spilled out everywhere.
Did you see this bottle in
Yep, I saw that
this one
particular
right
barrel.
You zoomed in.
I zoomed in and found it. No.
Enhance.
So, obviously for insurance reasons, they had to leave everything as is until someone was able to come out and assess the damage to start figuring things out, and then they were able to start cleaning it up. But, that took 4 or 5 months of these barrels sitting out in the summer heat, sun,
aging,
sitting in the mud, the rainstorms, and then it went into fall and the cold nights. So it was...
That is so interesting.
Extreme versions of, an aging for a couple of months.
Yeah.
So any barrel that they were able to save out of the wreckage became these Blue Note Uncut. So this is a kind of limited series where they bottled up these special barrels as a neat release.
Do you know how many barrels they were able to save?
No.
Okay, I was just curious.
I know that they put out like a random number of a couple $1 million in loss.
Oh, wow.
So, that alone is kind of big.
That is crazy.
So I've been itching to open this bottle ever since I got it and found out what it was. So hopefully it lives up to all this hype that I've been giving it.
I gotta wonder if there's gonna be any sort of like stormy kind of brininess because of the, maybe not brininess.
I don't think any brininess.
Not brininess. That's not what I meant.
You would need some sea air thing to give it any type of brininess.
I did not mean brininess. I meant just like, I don't know. I really don't know what to expect.
So I think depending on the barrel itself, because if this was a barrel that was buried underneath a bunch of other barrels, it may not have gotten the heat from the sun.
But if it was right out on top.
If it was on top.
In the elements.
Or if it was sitting in mud, it could have gotten a little bit. So I'd imagine
as long as your barrel number is different, you could do a comparison of these and find very different things.
Right. As long as it was a different barrel, which...
17,817?
Yep.
Yes!
Which, if you've got that one, you can compare tasting notes. But if you get a different one, it might be interesting to know what you're getting.
You might
from
be drinking
your barrel.
along and not getting anything that we're getting, but that's
Right.
why. Now we know.
So this was aged 4 years, including
the
outside
Gotcha.
trauma they went through. 2019 was the storm, bottled in 22.
Okay, and it's 122.2 proof.
Right.
Okay, so up there. It doesn't. Nothing jumps out as weird or different. Like it's got
I don't think we're looking for weird necessarily. If anything, I would look for a more extreme oak.
Yeah.
Or kind of richer flavors just from, that barrel really soaking up all the alcohol and then really pushing it back hard.
Yeah.
Those high differentials kind of allowing it to breathe as much as it did.
Definitely smells of 122 proof.
Yeah, you definitely can get the proof on the nose. Sweet fruit, like a red fruit.
Yeah.
Caramel and oak is what I'm getting so far.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of oak, which is kind of, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, I was going to say that is to be expected. So the mash bill on this is 70% corn. It's 21% rye and 9% barley.
Wow, 21% rye.
Yeah, so it's a high rye. Considering we drank another
Depending
one
on
that was
who
at
13,
yeah.
yeah.
And they were calling that a high rye.
Depending on who you ask, I guess.
Right.
This is a very high rye.
Ready to get into it?
Yeah.
Can definitely taste the rye influence.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's got sweet fruits.
Yep.
I find that ryes kind of give a lot of fruit flavors.
Yeah. For me, it's like, obviously it's spiciness, but it's like it's the fruit is there, but it's just like it's so weird. It's just a spicy fruit. Like I'm not picking out any specific spices.
Right.
But it's just spicy.
Right. The oak spice kind of is from front to back.
Yeah.
But within that you've got the kind of mixed fruit flavor.
Yeah. And I'm getting a little bit of kind of like a like a Fireball candy, but it's not like I wouldn't say it tastes like cinnamon, but it kind of has like it's very reminiscent of one of those Fireball candy things.
Yeah, kind of like
not Fireball
the feeling
whiskey,
of a Fireball.
Yeah, like your mouth
candy.
is a little dry afterwards, and
right.
you just feel like you have that spiciness in your
It's got a good mouth feel overall, though. Like a lot of oils.
It's
really
super
coats.
oily. Yeah.
I think that might add a little bit extra to the finish of oak.
Yeah.
A lot of that oil kind of lingering around.
Mm-hmm. Do you have your fancy little pipette?
I do.
I feel like this is probably high enough to dumb down a little bit.
I think so. There you go. The water. So as it's opening up a little bit, you end up getting, a very balanced, creamy fruit in the very beginning. And it kind of goes into caramels or butterscotch. I think it's more of a butterscotch. So it's like a creamy fruit into butterscotch kind of nose.
I can't tell if it's because I added the water or if it's just because it's been sitting. I didn't add much water, but it's more the smell at least is just very it's just much more subtle. It's like everything that was there, but just kind of dialed back a little bit. I'm getting a little more buttery smell to it too. It's like
I can't tell if the butterscotch is more of a what's that dessert? Creme brulee? That's what it is. It's kind of getting like a sweet fruit into a creme brulee with, especially that caramelized sugar or like a butterscotch on top of it.
It's very warm.
The smell or the
everything about it. It's just super warming. It's taste. Now that I'm tasting it again, it tastes very, very sweet with the water in it.
Yeah, I think the sweetness has kind of been there all through it.
Yeah.
But as it's opening up, it's just finding itself being more pronounced.
Yeah, I think maybe I should have taken a little sip of something before we started just to kind of get my mouth ready for the whiskey.
Right, back into whiskey. My single drop brought out what's the yellow fruit gum?
Juicy fruit?
Juicy fruit.
Oh.
Like it was a juicy fruit as soon as I added a drop of water.
Oh, I could see that. Just like a manufactured kind of sweetness.
Right, but like that gummy. You know how gum sometimes has that.
I know exactly.
Unique note.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Now we're back to the spice. This is weird. Every sip has been different.
A little bit different.
Yeah.
Constantly kind of evolving.
Sip number one was like super rye spice, a little bit of oakiness. Sip number two was like just a very calm, warm sweetness. Sip number three was that kind of sweet, like you were saying, bubblegummy kind of thing. And now I'm back to a more spicy, little bit bitter type.
I don't think I've gotten any bitterness.
A little bit.
It's definitely not over aged. Like the oak isn't kind of scaring me away from going back to it. It's the right amount of oak.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't usually like oak, so that says a lot.
It does.
It's really good.
Maybe a little bit of mint on the very end. Might be getting that from the rye. A little bit of mint on the finish.
I wonder what would happen if you put mint in a mash bill, like not in the mash bill obviously, but like in the mash before you distill it.
Well, that would be in the mash bill, I guess.
I guess you could consider, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That'd be interesting.
Because you would get the oils.
Yeah.
That would
you definitely get some sort of mintiness, but would it overpower?
I feel like typically to add mint like into a gin, you would stick it in the column and kind of let it go through, or you would seep it to send those flavors over. I don't know what would happen if you actually distilled and added it to mash
Someone
bill.
should make a minty whiskey. Let us know if there's a minty whiskey out there.
Old Forester has a mint julep.
Really?
Yeah.
Like flavored whiskey or?
I don't know. It's in their core lineup. So.
Well, look at that.
I don't have one, but I do.
But that's what we're going
Forester
to next. So.
Yeah. Our next whiskey will be Old Forester.
if you were to rate this 1 to 10, what would it
Now,
be?
am I rating this on our high-end bourbons or our low-end? Because this is a $43. My wife picked it up for $43.
I feel like the story makes it a high end because, like, yeah. Let's say it's a
so
high end.
it's special.
High end or harder to get.
Let's not call it high end. Let's call them special or standard.
Special.
Because I think this is a special bottle.
Yes, special or standard. I like that.
Right, you're not going to 2 years from now go to a store and find these on the shelves.
Right, this is a one-time.
So yeah, thing. as a special bottle.
Yep.
Which we've done the Master's Keep.
Yep.
The Stag Junior.
Mm-hmm.
What else
are we considering, like Blanton's, Elmer? Those special.
I don't think Elmer, because Elmer is more of a blend. I think like maybe Blanton's.
Yeah.
Because Blanton's is single barrels.
I would say all of the Penelopes, probably.
No, I wouldn't say any of the Penelopes because, for the Penelopes, they did come out with the Valencia and
that's right,
Rosé and all of those, but I think they're coming out with a second batch of those.
Got it.
So if they're going to continue to cycle through, then it's not.
Then it's not special. You can get it whenever. Right. I see. Okay. So special is really special.
Yeah, special is special. there is. It's a you get this once type thing. Like Old Forester single barrels could be in that special lineup because it's unique.
Gotcha. Okay,
so for
that rabbit trail done.
I would rate this really high, like a 8.9.
Yeah.
Because I am just thoroughly enjoying it.
I feel like I say this a lot, but I want to pour more in and go inside and just chill, hang out, watch a show, do something, and just sip it throughout the next 3 hours. And just see how it opens up, see how it works, and what changes and everything. But as of this couple of sips, I totally agree. It's really, really good. And I don't normally like higher proof bourbons, so it's good.
Yeah. So what's the number?
Oh, yeah. I'd say it's high eights. I'd say 8.7.
8.7.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So both of us scored it extremely high.
Yeah.
So if you end up finding a bottle of this, I'd say definitely pick it up, especially if you find it at that $40 to $50 range. I think MSRP is 43.
Okay.
So if you, even a little bit higher, just because it is special and amazing. But yeah, for MSRP, this is a amazing port.
Great. How much would you spend on this?
If
you saw it for $70, would you get it?
I was gonna say I'd probably still pick it up at $60, but the $70. Yeah, I try not to spend a ton of money per bottle.
Yeah.
But maybe $70.
Yeah.
Maybe.
If it was if it was like a completely different barrel that you've never tried before, and something. It was a couple years down the road, and you saw one.
A couple years later.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Depends on the situation.
Right. Well, with that being said, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one. Out it was something special. I sent Courtney back and I'm like,
The amount of times we used the word special in that video.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.